The ANC says its ongoing Lekgotla must move beyond diagnosing the problems facing South Africa and focus instead on developing a coherent turnaround plan.
The party's top leadership and deployees have gathered in Boksburg to map out a plan of action for the year ahead. Now, high on the agenda is fixing local government and mounting an effective election campaign ahead of the municipal elections this year. On Saturday, ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula described the party's electoral task as mammoth and warned leaders against diverting attention from the ANC's challenges by focusing on leadership succession debates. For more on this, we're joined by Newzroom Afrika's Qaanitah. Qaanitah, so Fikile Mbalula refusing to be drawn into any discussions about succession.
Absolutely, and just moments ago, Paul Mashatile, the ANC's deputy president, was asked about succession, and he was saying that that matter has been shut down till after the local government elections. He was briefing us on the sidelines of this Lekgotla following a commission on fixing local government, what is described as this mammoth task. How do you do it? Paul Mashatile is saying it's not a matter of, nice to have. It is a priority. It's a must-do for the ANC if it has any chance at survival holistically. So what are the options on the table? It seems like the ANC is not trying to reinvent the wheel when it comes to fixing local government. There have been reflections on the issue of water and reticulation being an important one. We know the crisis of water facing the country, whether it's in Johannesburg, whether it's in Knysna, etc. There's also the issue of roads and how does the party, move to prioritize this particular matter. So we asked the Deputy President about two elephants in the room. The first is coalitions and how that has resulted in instability in local governments, where the ANC governs and where the ANC doesn't govern. How do you fix local government when you have this persisting challenge of instability as a result of this political game being played through coalitions? And he said that he's been on the at the forefront of the process, and the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs has pushed through legislation around this matter to finalize coalition frameworks, because that's very important that you have stability and some sort of coherence in how coalitions manage, given the fact that all indications show that there will be more coalitions, not less, come the upcoming municipal elections. The second issue and the second elephant in the room is the financial viability of municipalities, because despite reforms, I have been at several ANC Lekgotla over the years, over more than 10 years, a decade or so, where local government has always been on the agenda. And it comes down to the fact that the legislation as we know it, or the local government sphere as we know it, is essentially unviable because the funding model does not make sense. And this has been admitted to by outsiders, by SALGA, by government itself, and there's a task team that's been appointed in Pemelo to figure out how do you get municipalities viable, because service delivery is hinged on that fact. The fact that you have municipalities that spend all their revenue and salaries and very little on actual delivery of services is a huge issue, pointed out year and year again by the Auditor General. Now, what does the ANC pledge to do differently? They say there will be a war room set up in the office of the Secretary General Fikile Mbalula to monitor. Now, this is not a new intervention. You'd remember last year there was a lot of fanfare around a roll call for councillors that was held. And it appears that from that time, something like October or November last year, there has not been any movement in that regard. And they say, okay, they're going to focus on SONA in the short term, and then after that they will roll out this war room mechanism that will seek to be duplicated in municipalities, which is ANC regions, and in provinces as well, so that there's real-time reporting on problems in communities and how the ANC responds. Even where they're not in government, their councillors have to also take action and report back to this war room. So the question now is, the ANC knows that this is the challenge of the year, but is the proposed interventions enough, and will it see the light of day come the time when South Africans go to vote in the upcoming municipal election? That is yet to be seen.
Qaanitah, those are indeed colossal challenges that the ANC will have to contend with before the elections.